What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Throw Show. Trevor kicking it off right away with a monster bomb from Anderson Peters, 93 meters.
That we forgot to cover last week.
What do you think would happen to your elbow if you threw 93 meters?
What elbow?
So Peters is from Grenada and totally rips this.
Yeah.
That is such a huge
bomb.
throw, yeah. Where was this? Was in that brings us to Brian Williams, who went 66-14. He was the first American this year to hit the standard in the discus. He hit that prior to Andrew Evans and Sam.
Yeah, that's a nice throw.
So 66-14. That was a PR too.
Good. Unfortunately, there's a double or triple net in between
Yeah,
the
so it's not
cameras.
the greatest quality.
Yeah, he's looking quick.
Yeah, looks good
That's
there.
good. And then this bomb.
Yeah, so this was Saturday morning during when we were in Tucson, and we were live streaming this, and Alex was voxing me, Alex Rose, and he's telling me to watch Ceh out of the back, like how he winds level, he comes out around his left level, and then when his right hits, what he does with the discus, and it just goes. I don't know, for some reason he looks like he's taller too. Like I feel like he grew like 4 more inches.
Here's
this is the
here's a
back
better
view.
angle.
I really like his left leg getting to the front, and he's being coached by Garrett Cantor this
Really?
year. Yeah, Cantor started
I didn't
coaching
know
this
that.
year.
Huh. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good. I mean, and he's 23 years old.
yeah, 23 or 24, I think.
I think I think I saw somewhere he's 23. So
Diamond
that's-
League record. So that's the other
that's
crazy
insane.
part. It's a Diamond League record and 10th all time. That's so deep. Such a big throw. And, dude, the other thing is, he beat Stahl and Goodsius by, like,
handily.
5 meters. Like, what the heck?
That's insane.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Dude, I think, like, I foresee Discus is going to start turning into what shot put's been doing
I think you're right,
over the
yeah.
last
With him
few
and
years.
Alekna coming up,
Yeah, like
I think you're definitely right.
I think it's just gonna start blowing up, and then like everyone's gonna fill in underneath too.
Yeah.
That's huge.
So another discus, jeez.
Oh, this one's awesome.
Yeah, another javelin, Portuguese.
What I want to know is if this is the only video I've seen of him, but if he does that every throw or that was unique,
So he goes,
and whether he tried it or not.
yeah, he goes 81-37.
In style.
Yeah, that's legit. But that's also how you make it more entertaining, too.
Yeah, right.
I was gonna say that the Mexican javelin thrower broke the Mexican record in Tucson, and he was similar, where it was like every throw, his intensity level was like sky high. It's like, dude, this is like one thing. It just brings more eyes to the actual event.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. That's huge. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's enormous. So it's
82 meters.
Yeah, 82 meters, solid thrower. Probably gonna make the world champs. I
Yeah.
don't even know what the standard is. I think the standard might be 82.50.
Okay.
That's awesome, though. Now, Val Allman went over to the Diamond League. Went 67.85. Let's see this. Real solid. That's nice. I think that's really nice. I think what's crazy is that, so Val, Goodsius, and Stahl were all at this meet, and they all threw well. Like, none of them threw bad, but they all threw well. None of them dropped their PR.
Right.
But then relative to Kristjan Ceh, it's like, dude, that's nuts.
Yeah. I mean, he's a clear
Yeah.
outstanding performance there.
from that weekend, yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Now, to be fair to Val, too, is like dealing with the traveling over to London, driving.
Yeah, you can see here.
Right.
10 hours to London, 3 hours to Birmingham sleep. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's tough. Like that is not easy. So, but that's still a great performance, and congrats to her. I think that might be her second or third Diamond League title, or Diamond League meet. Then Sandra Perkovic comes back. I feel like she's been throwing deep for 25 years.
I know, still just bringing it.
What was this?
Yeah, that's like, what, 66 mid maybe? I don't know. 67?
65-28 or 67-26.
Oh wow! So they were close.
What?
That's a bomb.
Yeah.
Wait, how? Okay, so half a
50
meter.
centimeters, yeah.
But still.
Man, dude, so she's getting back in good shape.
Yeah, that's insane. That she's just like still these two, the best, female discus throwers in history, I would say, like going head to head still. So that's awesome.
Women's hammer, I want to say this. So women's hammer in the U.S. is just very similar to men's shot, where now it's everybody's, starting to drop huge bombs. Janaea Kasnavoy goes 78 even, third best all-time from the U.S., sixth best all-time in the world. Brooke Anderson went like 77-80, I think, right on her heels. So both of these girls are just dropping huge bombs. Then you factor in Deanna. And even in this meet, it was just loaded with, I think 7 or 8 women who've all gone over like 71 or 72. So it's incredible how deep it is now, and how much of it has improved since when I was in college. I remember being in college. Of course, it was 2004. Mm-hmm. but being like
long time ago,
yeah, a woman would throw 71 meters, and it was awesome. So it's like now you're seeing really what's going on and how much work they're putting into it. It's cool to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a massive throw. Sixth all time.
Yep,
that's insane.
I have a good Rudy story for after this then.
Oh, an 80-50 foot foul.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they were calling a lot of foot fouls over in the men's discus and in the men's hammer. There was quite a few complaints. I'm not saying from Rudy, but other people.
Give them the benefit of the doubt. But I guess when you're throwing close to national world records,
you don't want to call it, yeah. So go to the second slide, because apparently that's where the...
Oh.
I think this is where the foot foul occurs. Oh, he must have felt that. Yeah,
okay.
He felt that. So... Rudy was getting pictures like that he got a picture like that with Sam too.
National record holder right there.
Yeah, after the meet, I have it, and he's like, "Can you please send me that?" I was like, "Okay, yeah, I'll send it to you." I want to say though, he came over before discus, and he's like, "How's it going?" I'm like, "Dude, I think Sam's gonna throw like bombs. Like he had a good series on Thursday. He's been training really well." Easy throws at like 62, 63. Like, I really think he might like PR. So after the meet, he's like, dude, you actually called it. Like, you actually said he was throwing really well in training, and then he PR'd.
That's awesome.
Danny Hall on 77, 76. I think there was 3 or 4 guys that hit the world standard. So Danny and Rudy both hit it. And then I also... Sean Don also hit it. And then, Morgan's at 76 meters. So a great showing from the American hammer throwers. And Dane even said he's not in the best of shape right now. He's a little banged up. He's starting to feel pretty good now, though, he said.
Yeah, that's awesome. Don hitting a big one, too.
Yeah, Don coming in hot.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Great celebration.
That's awesome. 12th in the world. Yeah, man, I mean, tell you what. U.S. hammer throwers are coming up.
Yeah. And I think, so 77.50 is the exact qualifier. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then Shigo, we didn't have a video, but he went 76.10. He's got to update his profile.
So Morgan Shigo, now living in South Dakota, former Throws You Garage Strength alum, went 76 what?
10, I think.
And still can't post on Instagram like it's 2014. Let's give it to Rudy, Danny, and Don for actually posting things properly.
Their PR. Or not PR, but not even posting their PRs.
Yeah, just posting their
Just
videos.
posting.
So here's Cece. I think this might have been her last throw. I thought she was going to crank one. She was just like this close to the whole comp.
Yeah.
Her back's been bugging her since like February or March. Even she
knew it. Yeah,
and she's like, man,
it
because
wasn't there.
She's still getting like blocked off a little by her left. It's like a little bit of a fall in out of the back, then the left leg blocks her off, and then she's not able to really crank on that finish as well as she could have.
Dude, still, I mean, 61 meters, knowing you didn't, the moment you threw that you didn't hit it, like.
And I think her performance in
Not a
this
bad place to be at this point.
And it's going to help her with her world ranking. Yeah, good performance. A good day. She had a good meet on Thursday as well.
Yeah.
Noah and I were also pointing out that Cece starts to yell as the discus is still in her hand. Noah's like, we got to figure out how to get everybody to do that.
That's awesome. Yeah.
She also came over. I wanted to share. She comes over after her warm-ups, and I could see her pulse like up in the top of her chest, and she's like, I think I had too much caffeine. And I was like, dude, I can see your heart rate in your throat. She's like, I got to go sit down and do some breathing exercises.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. It's like, that's where it's like, you've got to be able to, I think, too, she was just so amped up to compete.
Hey, that's what you got to do.
Yeah,
you know?
It's funny. So I will say, I'm going to complain about Legend got called on 2 foot fouls where I was about to yell at this official, like, dude, I have no idea where you're calling these. That one was not. So 61.52, season's best for Legend. He finished 4th, I think, overall, or 5th overall. The thing is, too, in a meet like this, you know, Andrew Evans popped off. Sam clearly popped off. One of the Jamaicans was there from Arizona State. You know, Brian Williams is there. Josh Cyro's there. And Legend competed well, went head-to-head with Brian. You know, it's good to see him competing against those guys. Mm-hmm. I think he's going to have – I think he could have a massive throw in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah.
He's got something brewing up. And Andrew Evans was the one who, for me, like, technique-wise, I really liked how he looked.
I like him out of the back.
You know, he had a 66-meter throw and a 65-meter throw. Looks way. It's funny because I hadn't seen him in like 3 years. He looks like he's a grown man, like an adult now. Obviously, he is. He looks like a dad, really. He's just like so much thicker than he had been in the past. So it's cool seeing him come back and just crushing some throws. I always liked his left leg to the front.
Yeah, I like his technique.
And actually, I would argue the 2 performances outside of Sam at this meet were Andrew going 66 and PRing, and then Veronica Fraley she's at Vanderbilt now, and she's redshirting. She went 62 meters. Her technique is really nice, and the shot's really nice. She's got really, really good movement, and she doesn't, like, she just competes. Every throw, she's competing. And it's like, you can just see she doesn't care. She's just out there to throw.
Yeah, yeah.
That takes us to Cyro. Oh, man, Cyro's going to complain that we're showing a 61.45 and not a 63.
I don't have video of it.
That's the only one I didn't film? Yep. Oh, my gosh, that's funny. I wonder if I was, like, I must have been off talking or something.
So what was his actual distance or his furthest?
63.10.
Okay.
He's sort of falling in a bit out of the back, and then opening and drifting into that left leg early.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that is been over 63 a couple times.
Yeah, like
now.
4 times this year. So
yeah, that's good.
he's another one that we just got to get. He's got to get that standard, or he's going to increase his world ranking.
Right. Yeah.
You know, this meet's going to help with his world ranking. If he can climb up in a couple more big comps, you know, especially at U.S. Nationals, if he could rip one, if he hits the standard, he'd be good. But he's got to climb higher with the ranking.
Right.
And this is the one here. Sarah Mitten went 1947. This comp, the women's comp, she fouled 2 throws over 20. Thursday,
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Thursday she had a throw over 20 that she fouled. And then this throw was Saturday, and I could see it on the flight scope.
Really?
The flight scope was like in the back,
Huh.
and it was popping up. Her one warm-up was 1994. So, like,
That's insane.
yeah, she's a girl
So
who
she's going to be right there.
yeah. And on a lot of her throws, her left foot was sliding out of the back. And on one of her throws Thursday, when her right foot grounded, she slipped like Eric did.
Really.
I was surprised at how slick that circle is. Like that.
Is it like actually slick or is it like sandy kind of like
No,
a film?
it was real,
Okay.
like I think they should redo it and brush it.
Huh.
Just a huge
Yeah,
ball.
yeah, that's massive.
And I had even, like, looking at the start list, yes, 8th place was like 1750 or 40. And the start list, it's like you're looking at everything. It was so deep for the women's comp. You know, and that's what brought up Daniil here. Like, Daniil got this was like round 2 or 3, everyone started getting into the meet. There was so much energy here. And you could just sense with her, it was like every single throw, she was like just chomping at it.
Bringing everything.
Yeah, a little bit more, a little bit more. Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she went nuts.
And
that's the thing too. I think watching Daniil, watching Sarah Mitten. I mean, even Ramsey's there. Jess Woodard was there. I mean, everybody's there. Like watching them compete. The whole lesson that I took from this is like when the best of the best are competing, all they're worried about is this. I'm here to compete. I'm here to drop bombs. I'm not worried about 9 million different things. It's get in a circle and slam.
that's huge. And then this one
brings us to Sam.
Yeah, that looks so good.
I think what was funny with this was like Sam opens at 66. So his agent, Karen Locke, was like, okay, Sam, if you throw 66, I'm going to buy you Jordans. So he's like, all right, throw 66 on his first throw. So she leaves. She like left and went over to watch Brooke Anderson throw hammer. So then on a second throw, he goes 67.54, I think it was, for a PR, all-time PR. I think what was interesting is that then third throw, 68.69. And he even after this throw, because I'm watching it, I'm like, dude, you're still doing like two things wrong that I don't really like. I don't like how you're sweeping. You're like leading with that right knee. You're dropping that left arm, which is leading you to fall in, and then your left leg's a little slow getting to the front. And he said he felt that because he said he felt like he still fell off a little bit, which you can see on his reverse. Like he does come forward well, but he still isn't like rotating into that same spot. Like he falls off to the left a hair. Not terrible, but
I mean, you can see where he ends up like after the reverse.
It's like even there, I think you can see he falls off that a little bit on the finish. Like he's transferring forward decently there. Okay, so that's okay. But even still, you can see how I think when you're, yeah, exactly. And I think that's a byproduct of what's happening prior. So he's up a little early here. He doesn't rotate as well as he could, mainly because of what he does out of the back, where out of the back, he lowers his left arm when he's sweeping, like right there. I think it could be a little bit higher. And his left knee, in my mind, should not go much more past where it is right here.
Like as far as rotating into the middle.
Yeah, it can open a hair more, but then when he sweeps, see if you can stop me. Yeah, see like right here. So what I want to see is a little more weight on his left over. I want to see his toe up, toe dorsiflex more when he sweeps. And then his knee a little bit higher so that he comes off sooner. Because like right there, you can see I think when he cuts in and grounds, I think that the left should be moving past sooner.
That's where a little bit of the lean starts almost.
And even here, his left foot's a little higher than it had been. Now, he still slams the heck out of it. And the whole comp, he was grooving. But the fixes are not that substantial. I think if he fixes a little bit of his foot positioning on his sweep and a little bit of, as he comes out of the back with his left arm, I actually think he could go deeper.
Yeah.
You know, I really do. I really think that he could. He's, and the thing too right now is like, we still haven't even like started to like back off or anything. And usually he's like a 2 to 3 week taper period, and he blows up even more. So like, honestly, I want to see what this throw is in Eugene.
Yeah.
I want to see what this is at Nationals and again at World Champs, because I think he could put himself in a really good spot. He competes really well. I think mentally he's in a really good spot. You know, we talked about how he hadn't PR'd since 2016. Now he was consistent at championship meets. You know, made the Olympics, was top 8, made the world final as well. So he's done. You know, he's a national champion. NCAA and senior nationals, but I think now it's like you add in this confidence with this new PRs.
Oh yeah.
He's a meter 31.
I know,
from
just getting
70.
over that barrier, and now it's wide open. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's wide open to do anything. So what do you?
I was gonna say, I also think reading stuff on like sprinters, like some of the best sprinters in the world, it might take them like 6 or 7 comps till they really get into that top end speed, because then their technique is hitting more precise positions at competitive speeds.
Right. There's always your practice technique and your competition technique. Like you're gonna get it down in practice, but when you're in, the adrenaline, you're throwing hard, and the pressure, it takes a few meets to get that down. For anyone.
And that's where I think it's like, dude, this might be one of those bumps where it's like you're here, boom, and now you're here and you sustain it and hold there. So I'm interested to see how his body reacts over the next couple of weeks.
So what makes the difference? What do you think made the difference between those two bumps? Going from 64, 65, 66 meter throws to, in this meet 67 or 66, 67, 68 meter throws.
I think more precise, more consistent work technique-wise. I think in the past, he and I both have been, we might have a technical issue that we work on for 3 weeks, and then we back off. And we go to another one, and then it's back and forth between 5 technical problems. Whereas we've been working on 2 to 3 things consistently for 5 months.
Yeah.
I think that's one thing. I think the other thing is he's throwing for distance more frequently. I think that's a huge factor. I also believe that one of the other aspects is that he and I both are meatheads, and I like seeing him lift heavy weights, and he likes to lift heavy weights. But now lately it's been like, all right, look, when you're Sundays you can push a little bit, maybe 1 or 2 sets you can push your clean or your snatch or your front squat. But then the rest of the week, like his bench today, he did like 3 sets of 4 over 405. But like this will be like the last real heavy period before he backs off even further. So
Yeah.
I think he's just fresher. I think he's fresher, and the pattern in the circle is more important.
Mm-hmm. So where's he competing next?
We're going to Iceland on Thursday. So we go to Iceland for 2 meets. After Iceland, we are going to, or after Iceland, he'll fly from Iceland to Morocco for the Diamond League, from Morocco to Rome for the Diamond League in Rome. Then he'll come home, and then he's just going to train here basically until we leave June 19th for national champs.
All right. Wow. Yeah, that'll be awesome. I mean, like it'll be cool to see him compete against, all the international throwers.
Yeah.
I think that'll be so much fun. So.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
So we'll see how he felt pretty good today. And what's interesting is I like his motivation. I just feel like now it's like it's closer. Everything's more close.
Yeah.
So it's like
More tangible.
I was saying how he believes he can throw 70, and he thinks. One of the other things too is like the mean age for the top 16 Americans ever was 33. He's 28, so he's like, I can throw 70. I really believe that.
Yeah.
So we'll see if he can do it.
Yeah.
Until next time, guys. Peace.